Hi kiddos, unit 5, I believe we're on. Unit 5 is all about space and how we can get our pictures to look, some of things look close, some look far away. We want to see distance in these pictures. So what we're gonna do is 1-point perspective with our shapes. So we're gonna draw a bunch of shapes going around the edges of our white paper. Then we're gonna learn how to do 1-point perspective, how they go to 1 point and then they shoot out from there. We are going to color them in with value. It's gonna be really dark by the shape and pressing lighter and lighter and lighter until we get into the very center. And we're gonna put patterns in our shapes. So we're kind of combining what we learned in our color unit, our line unit, our shape unit to make this picture with space. Then when I was finished, I cut out all my shapes and glued them onto a black piece of paper. Good luck. Okay, for this assignment, we are going to do at least 10 shapes going around the picture or around in a kind of a circle-like pattern. We are going to, I'm going to use this stencil for some of my shapes that we used in the symmetrical drawing pictures. So 1, 2, 3, maybe a square, 4, octagon, kind of lopsided octagon, but I don't have a stencil for that. I have a star that's gigantic. Oops, that goes off the page apparently. Maybe a rectangle. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I kind of like this teardrop shape. 8. Diamond. 9. And another triangle here. 10. Okay. Then you are going to put a dot in the middle of our paper. You need a ruler for this project. Again, if you don't have a straight edge ruler by you, that ruler that we used when we made these stencils work as well. So we are going to do 1-point perspective, which means these shapes are all going to go to the center dot. So everywhere you have an angle or the side of an oval circle that does not go through, then it needs to go to this point. So we're going to start with my star. So from this point, I line it up with the center dot and I make a line. This one, line it up with that center dot, make a line. Same thing here, to that center dot, always to that center dot. This one, if I go to the dot, it goes through the star, so I don't need to draw it. Same thing with this corner. This one can go there and this one can go there. So wherever there's an angle, you are going to make it go to the center dot. This one to the center dot, except this time when I hit the star, I'm gonna stop. When I crash, I stop. Always make sure you line it up before you draw your line. This one crashes, so I stopped where it crashed. This octagon, draw to the middle. Here's another point. This one goes through, so I don't need to draw it. This corner. This one goes through, so I don't need it. A rectangle. This one goes through. This one, line it up with the corner and the center dot. I like to keep rotating my paper so I can see it. I always draw on the right side of my ruler because I am right-handed. Now I am going to put my pencil on the center dot, and I am going to line this up from that center dot to where that oval ends. So same thing here, the oval ends over here, so I'm gonna line that oval up and go to the center dot. Same thing with the teardrop. Rotate until I get to the edge, draw a line. Stop when I get to that triangle. So it looks like it is overlapping. The star is in front of the triangle. The teardrop is behind the triangle. This goes through, I don't need it. Stop when I crash. Stop when I crash. One more itty bitty little diamond. And that is 1 point perspective. Now we are going to take some colors and we are going to add values to this picture. So first, I'm going to use my ruler again to make all of these straight lines, and I am going to Sharpie everything. Okay, so now I am done Sharpieing this. I cleaned up my shapes with Sharpie and a ruler, so those corners on my stencils are nice and clean. I have erased the lines with pencil, so now I just have Sharpie lines, so they should be popping out at you. Now we are going to take a step and do some value. Value is our next unit. I should have put it as one of the first units that we learned because we could have used it throughout, but I done it. So you'll learn more about value next time. But what we are doing is we are pressing really, really, really hard with our colored pencil, and we are coloring it so there's no white paper showing through. And then once you get down to the bottom, it's going to be very, very light. So we want to do our best to gradually get lighter and lighter and lighter. So the darkest is by the shape, the lightest is down by the point. Darkest by the shape. And I color values back and forth, back and forth. So don't go up and down because it's really hard to press dark here, light here. But this is the same value. So back and forth, lighten it up. I make it look really easy. It's not really easy. If you went to a West Ottawa elementary school for 2nd grade or did my virtual 2nd grade, 3rd grade class, then you got some value in, practice in, but we need to continue doing that. So I have a different color for each shape picked out. So there's my star. Pressing really, really hard. I still like to go around the edges so I don't get outside the lines. Lighten up. And that diamond only has one side showing, so that color is finished. Now the circle's a little harder. Your pencil goes, your hand curves one way, but I want it this way. So I'm gonna actually flip my paper over because when I do my arc, it arcs this way better. And we want to keep that arc because otherwise it's going to look flat. Okay, so now we're gonna bring back some of our Zentangles that we learned in our lines and patterns and our first few projects that we did. So I just have a sheet here since I don't have any Zentangles pulled up on my internet, but I just thought I would since I had this at home, I would put it right here. So I am going to fill in all of the shapes with patterns. Patterns repeat, so I have to fill up this whole circle with patterns. You don't have to do circles in the circle. You can do whatever patterns you want. And then this one we're gonna trace over with black and color in the patterns in black and white.